welcome along to the post-race commentary for yesterday evening's QKC lockdown challenge, and it took place at the Tsukuba circuit, 8-man grid. Unfortunately, a couple of competitors lost connection before the race, but I'm going to be commentating in third person tense, if you like, because I'm competing in this race, so I'm going to refer to myself as Omar. Omar on pole position, lights out and away we go, gets a decent start, covers off Faisal who was on the front row with him. Thomas in third there, heading into the first corner, hairpin corner of course. There's a lot of action down behind. It seems Thomas and Faisal really giving Omar a good go and a challenge into turn 2, maybe into turn number 3 where Omar goes defensive. Is Faisal going to be forced around the outside? He does, and that means Thomas can go down the inside. Hassan up to 4th position from at the back of the grid. We have Page in 5th. We have in the 6th position, I believe Antoine too, but up ahead there's a real battle going on for the top positions. It's Thomas being mugged off, 3rd place up ahead. Page goes down the inside of Hassan, so Hassan now down to 5th, maybe even 6th, as we got a guest appearance from Colombia. Yes, Jerson, I believe he managed to find the post all the way in Colombia, and of course this competition is open for anyone to join, so he joined by logging into his GT Sport game on his console all the way in Colombia. 3 wide into turn 1 for the race leaders, Omar, Thomas and Faisal going at it. It seems Faisal has come out the best there, and Omar all the way down to 3rd, maybe even 4th as he's being sandwiched once more, and Omar down to 4th after the span of about 2 corners, 1st to 4th, goes back down the inside there to take 2nd place. That was a cheeky dive bomb, but couldn't make too much of it. Thomas leads the race, and Page is 2nd now. Omar still 3rd, and Faisal down to 4th then. Jerson from the back of the grid, of course, couldn't make qualifying due to a connection issue, from 9th up to 5th place already. So what a start from Jerson. Page leads. Page, how about that? From about 4th, 5th position, he is leading a race. Omar overtaking Thomas there for 2nd place. Could he take the race lead once again round the outside of Page? And they're going to be side by side to the line. It's Thomas though who's in fact taking the inside line, taking the lead of the race. So that means it's Page down to 2nd, although Thomas went wide there. Page maintains the lead. Thomas in the background on the left hand side of your screen, going into the grass there, unfortunate for him. On to about lap number 3 here. Page still leads, goes a bit deep into the corner there. Faisal up to 2nd place. Omar right behind Faisal too, on board then with Omar, and he's right behind Faisal. Jerson making a flying start within 3 laps to go all the way up to 4th from 9th place on the grid. So around the outside goes Omar over here. Can he hold it around the outside of Faisal? He has a slipstream, of course, of Page, and he takes the 2nd place position. Slipstream is so key in this game, as it is in real life karting too. Once you have the slipstream, you can really make those moves. And does Omar make the move for the race lead in the slipstream of Page? So Omar leads once again. Page from 1st down to 4th through the final corner, on board with Jerson rather. Down the inside he goes, and he's up to 2nd place. So absolutely flying start. He mugs Omar off of 2nd place there. Faisal then leads your race, and into the turn number 3 hairpin corner. Jerson getting so up close and personal with Faisal, and he's really giving him a hard time there. Faisal defending though for his life in that 1st position spot. A great battle then between the 2 kart racers. Down the inside looks Jerson into the 3rd to last corner, or penultimate corner rather, and couldn't make the move stick there. Jerson now going to the outside part of the track. Seems to have gotten better momentum, and he flies and breezes past Faisal there. So what a run he got through the penultimate corner into the final corner now. It's Faisal looking to the outside part of the track, and Jerson takes the lead of the race. Would you believe it? The Colombian man doing all he needs to do to win this race after making a flying start. Down the inside looks Faisal there, and Jerson is gonna hold it around the outside. So chaotic start here from the top 3 kart racers, and now we can take a breather, although it's Omar still going on the attack on Faisal. He's going to go down the inside over here. He makes the move down the inside, a tad bit of contact, and in the moment of the race I thought that was a bit too aggressive, so I do want to give the position back to Faisal. That's exactly what I do. in the moment, it looked like it was, from my POV whilst I was racing, it looked like it was quite harsh, so I did give the position back. On the off-board shot, it didn't look too bad, but who cares? I mean, Faisal did go off into the grass. Nonetheless, there's a real slipstream festival going on down the back straight over here. It's Thomas slipstreaming Omar, and his Page slipstreaming Thomas. So who's going to take the third position spot? Omar holds on for now, although Page is right behind, and Thomas could make a move down the inside into the first corner. He looks to the inside line there. Omar defends off nicely, and Page then can get involved now. Back right behind Thomas, taking the move down the inside, and should be job done now, side by side. Could this be a close race? And oh my goodness me, Thomas there, getting punted off there, losing control into the barrier on the right hand side of your screen. We got to take a replay of that. Hold on, that was a decisive moment in the race. Here is a replay then from Thomas's onboard. It was actually quite hilarious in the moment. You'll see from my POV later on. Side by side, Thomas getting some contact with Page there and into the barrier. Unfortunately, this is Omar's POV then. On board, just casually in third place, you know, looks behind, not too much going on. Those guys aren't really going to get involved, or are they? Because come through the hairpin and whoa, there you go. Thomas sweeps across the POV of Omar, and lucky not to be taken out there is Omar. Hassan up to fourth place, and after all that, Hassan of course started at the back, towards the back of the grid, up to fourth place, doing very well for himself. Although Page is also right behind Hassan, and down the inside goes Page, and Hassan will switch back with that classic karting line, side by side up the back straight. Who is going to take this fourth position then? And to the final corner we are heading now. Hassan has the position. Page has the slipstream though. Could she go down the inside? She goes down the inside, and she makes the move stick. Or does she? Because Hassan is still there and thereabouts, and he swoops around the outside and maintains fourth place. And breathe, because that was a lot of action there, and Hassan has now conceded fourth place off of Page, so it's Hassan back down to fifth place. Page takes the fourth position spot. It's too close to call though, because the kart racers do need to stay consistent, and if anyone makes a mistake, the other racer will be there to capitalize on it. So on to lap number 5 or 6. I'm sure I'm going to put up the telemetry soon to give you the actual lap times and all track positions and everything. There's more telemetry to see, data of course, on-screen data that is. That'll come soon. We have Thomas in the background. You can see after crashing out into the turn 3 hairpin, he's only in 6th place. Hassan though, the battle we're watching here, is in the slipstream. Can he go down the inside of Page? He does so, down the inside, and he's taken back the fourth position spot, I should say. It's a nice move from Hassan, slipstreaming down the back straight, and is up to 4th position. What a race so far. Now the battle, which went on for the entire race, up ahead for 2nd and 3rd place, as Jerison has absolutely done one and is about a postcode ahead of everyone else, doing very well for himself. Of course, you don't want to complain if you're about 20 seconds in the race lead. Who would be complaining? Lewis Hamilton doesn't complain when he's about 20 seconds in the lead. He'd take that any day of the week. Nonetheless, this is on board with Omar and Faisal. This was a 20-lap long battle between Faisal and Omar for the 2nd place. Who would take the position in the end? We'll have to wait and see, of course. But the slipstream is holding Omar in striking distance, right behind Faisal. Has he got enough momentum now? And slipstream, can he look to the inside line, or is Faisal going to defend? Omar looking to the inside line. Faisal defends that inside line there, as you can see, shuts the door and forces Omar around the outside. So the opportunity may have gone to take the position on that lap for Omar, at least for 2nd place. Looks to the inside line. Faisal tends to take a later apex line, and there you go, he reaps the benefits as he gets a better run on exit. So through turn number 2 and turn number 3, the hairpin corner we go. It's Faisal holding 2nd place down. It's Jerson leading the race, of course. Really nice stuff. In the background, you can see their Page round the outside of Hassan. And what a move. You don't see that happen often through the turn number 3 hairpin corner, round the outside of Hassan. So Page up to 4th position. And that is a brilliant overtaking move demonstrated by Page round the outside of a hairpin corner. You don't see that often, although she does go a bit deep into that corner, but Hassan does follow, so Hassan couldn't gain as much as he'd like. Here we go now, Omar looking down the inside of Faisal. Can he make the move side by side nearly over here? It seems Faisal on the outside part of the track had the better momentum and holds second place then. So interesting scrap brewing up between Omar and Faisal over here. So this is going to go right down the wire, and we'll have to see who comes out on top, of course. Still so close through turn number 2, turn number 3 here. Both kart racers mirroring each other's lines and braking points, and of course it's the slipstream which will help Omar just that much, but how much we'll have to wait and see, because Faisal is very good at defending, of course. Now to the penultimate corner we go. But yeah, we're finally now going to switch on to put all the telemetry on. You can see a full rundown of everyone's lap times on the right hand side of your screen, and all the race standings at the moment. So it's Jerison who leads, Faisal second, Omar third, Hassan now fourth, Page fifth, it's Thomas sixth, Antoine Baklini 7th, and it's Qasim Abdullah in 8th position, rounding out your grid. Of course, we said competitors couldn't join because of internet connection issues, so we would have had a larger grid. Down the inside goes Omar on Faisal, side by side this time. Has he made the move stick? It seems that Omar is up to second position. Faisal on the switchback line is coming right round the outside again into turn number 3, the hairpin corner. He makes the move stick because he brakes a lot later than Omar, and despite having the inside line, Omar cannot maintain second place. So another moment of side-by-side kart racing between Faisal and Omar. Of course, you see this normally in real life at the Lusail karting circuit between all QKC races, and it's just nice to see we can replicate this in the virtual manner in this GT Sport game, of course. Hassan then, we said, is at 4th, and Page is 5th, but Thomas is so close to the kart races of Hassan and Page. This is Thomas is on board. He's made up about 4 or 5 seconds in the past few laps. Of course, one lap is about 56, 57 seconds, and it's a 20 lap race, so about 20 minutes in total. It's Qasim Abdullah, as we said, rounds out the grid, Antoine in 7th, Thomas here in 6th, and you're looking at the battle for 4th position, where Hassan has re-overtaken Page then. Page just going that much deep into the corner, locking up a tad too, so she needs to be a bit careful if she wants to make the move. If you lock up, you might just go into the back of the kart racer who you're battling for position. Omar, though, very, very close here on lap number 12 into the penultimate corner, the hairpin corner. He's going side by side nearly with Faisal. Can he get a better run out of the final corner? It seems Faisal and Omar have got identical runs coming out the second to last corner. In the slipstream though is Omar. Can he gain on Faisal? He's gaining a lot. Can he go down the inside here? He chooses just to sit behind and hoard that slipstream, if you like. Just slipstream, abuse the slipstream, of course, and try and make a move down into the first corner. Not close enough though this time. So slipstream, of course, is effective. It's not very effective. As you saw there, Omar was staying in the slipstream throughout the entirety of the back straight and the pit straight, but couldn't make a move stick because you do lose front end downforce. Your kart will feel as if it's just trying to snap on you. You'll get unnecessary snaps of oversteer because there's not, the downforce is obviously reduced, and that will hinder your chance to make any move. Nonetheless, Hassan still in 4th. It's Page in 5th right behind. Thomas is lurking too and lapping quicker than those ahead of him, the likes of Hassan and Page. Can he make a move potentially? And Page goes down the inside over here, goes once again hot on the brakes and couldn't make a move stick. So that chance to make a move on lap number 13 is over, but can she recoup and regain and potentially plot another move? So Hassan holding a 5th very, very nicely, and we have second place. The battle is so close now. Omar getting a nice run after turn number 2 then. He's going side by side nearly with Faisal there. Faisal defending the inside line. So great racing once again between Omar and Faisal. And I just need to correct myself, as it's another David Croft moment, by saying the wrong driver. It's not Hassan, it's Hussein. So apologies, Hussein, if you're watching the race replay. I'm meant to be saying Hussein, it's not Hassan. Hassan couldn't make this race, hopefully he can make the next one. But it's Hussein leading the battle for 4th place. Hussein in 4th, Page 5th. Thomas, who we're on board with here, is right behind the racers. The 2 kart races, of course, of Page and Hassan. So this is a battle to watch between Thomas, Page, and Hussein, of course. So, into the final corner we go on lap number 14. The race has absolutely flown by, I'll tell you what. It's been about 15 minutes, and it's hard to just keep up with the action which is going on. Brilliant racing being demonstrated. Down the inside goes Paige, a bit of contact there. She takes 4th place, and with the contact, it's Hussein who drops all the way down to 6th place. So unfortunate there for Hussein. He got mugged off, to be fair, but there was a bit of contact involved, so it wasn't entirely a clean overtake. But nonetheless, they'll have to crack on with the race. No penalties awarded, of course. GT Sport does decide when to give an appropriate penalty. Thomas then was promoted up to 5th. But I'll tell you what, it's Omar right up and behind Faisal's rear bumper, trying to make that overtake stick. This has been a battle going on for about 15 laps now, would you believe it? So it's really brewing up nicely. Can Omar make a move, or is it Faisal, like he's been doing for about 15 laps, defending like an AOR champion? Only F1 2013 people will understand that joke, but nonetheless, it is Faisal doing all he needs to do to defend very, very well. And it's Paige up to 4th place then. Thomas went a bit sideways there. Hussein makes the move, stick round the outside, and Hussein up to 4th, goes deep into the corner. So does Paige. Paige into the gravel. Hussein up to 4th momentarily. Thomas is up to 4th place then. Thomas 4th, Hussein 5th, Paige down to 6th after going into the gravel. So real change of events there. Thomas up to 4th. Thomas, of course, being crashes out into the turn number 3 hairpin corner in the early part of the races from 6th, and there you go, you see Hussein there going sideways and really losing out, and bit of contact once more with Paige. So he's down from 5th down to 6th place for Hussein as he was trying to overtake Thomas. The KART snapped on him, got a huge snap of oversteer, couldn't correct it. Fortunately, he didn't go into the wall, and to be fair now, he's side by side with Paige, and he may have just taken back 5th position from Paige. Down the inside goes Hussein, and it's Paige who'll have to settle for 6th, or will she? Because she's in the slipstream, and she'll go to the inside part of the track, and she's going to be side by side heading into the first corner. And Hussein seems to have defended well, but didn't defend the inside line. Paige locking up a tad there, goes down the inside once more. Paige takes 5th position then, and that is a wonderful piece of overtaking skill demonstrated by Paige. Although she goes deep, there's Hussein will dive down the inside and take 5th again. There's a bit of argy-bargy going on there, but Hussein has the final say for now on lap number 17, taking 5th place off of Paige. So very, very, very good and decisive move there, although Paige looking down the inside there couldn't make it stick. Very, very nice kart racing going on here on lap number 17. And it's Thomas, meanwhile, after Paige and Hussein have been battling so much, it's Thomas who's managed to gain a breath of fresh air and streak ahead. Lap number 18, the race is almost over. 2 laps or 3 laps to go. Omar so close to Faisal now. Can he go down the inside? He's so close. Couldn't really manufacture a move there. There's a cone on the track. I think that was because Hussein went into the cones on the previous lap. So fortunately, that didn't affect any of the kart races. Of course, in GT Sport, if you hit a cone, you can even go up into the sky. I should hopefully share that type of clip with you. That's how good the physics are. Nonetheless, down the inside goes Omar on Faisal, side by side with Faisal down the inside. I think Omar might have the move. Faisal swoops around the outside once more. It's side by side into the first corner. Faisal with the better momentum there takes back 2nd place. What a battle on to lap number 19 we go. So there's 2 laps to go in this race. Jerson still leading sublimely, about, 15 seconds. He's even up to the inside line. Looks at Omar there. Can he make a move stick? And he can't, because it's Faisal. Faisal really defending well, and has held his nerve, to be fair. You know, he's not cracking under pressure. He's doing everything he needs to do to defend off of the threat from Omar. And if Omar needs to make the move stick, he'll have to make that move very soon. Thomas then is in 4th places, Hussein in 5th, Paige still right behind, so don't count this battle to be finished. Antoine 7th, and it's Qasim rounding out your grid then. So eventful race, and we're almost onto the final lap of the Grand Prix. It seems Omar is slightly behind Faisal there. Can he gain it back on the final lap of the race? We'll have to wait and see. But I'll tell you what, it is Jerson, Turismo Jerson from Colombia, rounding the final corner after a sublime race from the back of the grid. Would you believe it? He is going to come across the line and win the QKC Lockdown Challenge at the circuit of Japan. Now the final lap for second position. It seems Antoine Baccolini is getting lapped by the two front runners. Is that going to throw a spanner into the works? Round the outside looks Omar. Omar will now switch back onto the penultimate corner, side by side with Faisal. Look at this for the second position spot. They're side by side. They've never been this close throughout the whole race. And can Omar? He's been forced something outside by the track. Antoine unlapping himself there again, and Omar into the slipstream. Can he make a move? Across the line comes Faisal. Faisal takes the second position by 0.08 of a second, 8/100ths of a second. Page is up to fifth place. Then Thomas will come across the line and surely take fourth position on a recovery drive. Now Page has a threat from Hussein off into the grass, into the barrier. Couldn't keep his composure there, looking to make a move for a top 5 spot. It's Page superbly defending and forcing Hussein to go the long way around. I mean, it was such an eventful race that all the commentary can't even come out correctly. And to be fair, that is your lockdown challenge. So the results are as follows. It's Turismo Jerson from Colombia. Yes, all the way from Colombia, the other side of the world, wins the race. Then it's Faisal second, Omar in third after a really nice scrap with Faisal throughout the whole race. It's Thomas recovering to take fourth after he, of course, crashed out on the early phase of the race. Page superbly wraps up a top 5 finish. It's going to be Hussein 6th, Antoine Baccolini 7th, and it's going to be Qasim Abdullah 8th. So, what a race. I mean, and breathe, yes, is what the phrase should be now. That was 15 minutes, or rather 20 minutes of pure drama and action. Of course, in these situations, we cannot go kart racing in real life. That's not going to stop us from racing in the game and replicating those purely exciting races which we see at the kart track in real life. We have just demonstrated that you can do it in the game, and that's all that matters. By hosting these karting competitions online, we are giving everyone something to look forward to and something to enjoy. Everyone enjoyed that thoroughly. I'm sure you guys enjoyed watching, whether it's on Instagram or YouTube, but that was a simply enjoyable race, to say the least. Now, there's definitely going to be another lockdown challenge, and which track is it going to be? That's all to be announced in the social media posts. Stay tuned. Of course, you can join from wherever you're watching in the world. Of course, it's open to anyone to join, as long as you have a PlayStation and Gran Turismo Sport, and you register before the maximum of 16 kart racer limit is full. So if you register before the registration is full, you're going to be guaranteed a spot to race in one of these races. So look forward to the post then, guys, for the next announcement of the lockdown challenge. We're definitely hosting another one of these after such a thrilling race we saw. Until the next lockdown challenge commentary video, I guess, post-race commentary video, we'll see you next time. Take care and keep your eye out on the post. See you then.